We are back, and this is episode 68 of the We Are One, You Are Two PlayStation podcast, where we do a little bit of everything, but we mostly talk PlayStation. I am your host, as always, Rob Fanzo. And if you like what you hear, I just want to remind you can go rate us first and foremost on iTunes. Go listen to us on Google Play, on Stitcher, on Podbean, Patreon, YouTube, wherever you find us. Every week, we try to be consistent. We're going to start trying posting these at 12 p.m. every week on Tuesdays, so we'll see what happens there. Matt, we've got a great show lined up for this week, and speaking of Matt, he is here, my co-host, across the table, but not.
I was about to say, are you going to introduce me?
I'm off this week. I've done a lot of recording this week of stuff.
Yeah,
so
it's all right.
I'm a little off my rhythm. And so, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. Hey-o, to everyone out there. I'm doing pretty good. You know, just a little tired from work, but, you know.
Yeah, I hear you. I understand that. I am too.
Yeah.
I'm not really working in the traditional sense. I've been working on some...
Oh, you're working it.
I'm working on, the street corner, I guess, but... no, I've been working a lot on some editing of some podcast stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Sound stuff, and trying to get stuff kind of together for the next couple of weeks for us, as well as for something I'm working on the side. So,
cool.
Lots going on.
Ooh, side hustle.
Side hustling. So anyway, we've got a great show lined up for people this week. Matt, trailer is out this week for Death Stranding, so we're going to talk about that. I'm also excited because we're going to talk a little bit about Ghostbusters as well. Before we do that, though, let's talk about what we always like to talk about to kick things off, and that's what we've been playing.
What we've been playing. Well, you know, I was just playing Fortnite. You know, we're recording this on the Thursday this week, so you caught me doing the weekly challenges. But, you know, a little bit of Fortnite, a little bit of Rocket League with you. I was a little sad that we didn't get to do Division yesterday. But, you know, it's okay. We'll get to it soon.
Yeah, we will get there.
Hopefully.
We'll get there eventually. But, you know, we did kind of get a little carried away with Rocket League, I think, yesterday.
Yeah, that's okay.
No,
but yeah, pretty much just Rocket League and Fortnite.
Okay. Pretty much your staple
week.
diet is what you're telling me.
Yeah, my staple diet, exactly. I've also been like... I don't know. I feel like I've been at work a lot longer this week. I don't know why. It's been a busy week, so they made me stay longer, and so coming home and then just like taking a nap, and then I have to get up super early again in the morning, and I was like, I don't really have much time for much else other than some dinner and a couple games of Fortnite or Rocket League, and then back to bed to go back to work.
Yeah, I guess that would keep you busy.
Yeah,
and those games are nice that you can jump in and out. They're not time sinks.
Yeah, exactly, right. I can just, you know, if I'm like, I gotta go to bed, I'll just be aggressive and then probably die.
Just to get something in, right?
Right.
Yeah. On my end, I guess I've been doing a little bit. I jumped back into Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I didn't mean to do, but I did. And so I've been enjoying that. And then...
Fancy.
Yeah, and then Sekiro as well. I've touched a little bit of that. I was trying to work on that New Game Plus for a while. Trying to kind of wrap that up, I guess, as best I can. Rocket League with you, and then I think that was it. Oh, God of War. God of War. I just shake my head at that. I did not...
I was about to say, you definitely played God of War, because we were talking about it before you switched over.
Yeah, I did not anticipate the grind part of it. No one tells you. Everybody's like, I got the Platinum Trophy, and everybody talks about the Ravens being a pain. I thought those were really easy to collect. I've been having real trouble with the grind that's required for the Mist Echoes in Niflheim. That has taken me hours. And from what I've read, too, if you want to do it quickly, you can get it done in about 5 to 6 hours. And so I've probably spent about 4 hours on it. I'm not even close, because I spent some money on the armor, and I spent some money on a couple other things as well that require Mist Echoes before getting to the Realm Tears. And so... that's actually, if I don't end up getting the Platinum, that's what's going to be what prohibits me from getting the Platinum. I'm serious. That's what's going to be what shuts me down completely. Because
the laziness towards the grind.
It's not even laziness, it's time factor. I know I have more time now because I'm off. It's summer. But I'd rather, to me, my summer was catching with my backlog. I thought, I'll go ahead and just knock out the God of War Platinum. And I didn't realize... And it's at that point where I kind of want to keep going because I'm at like 80% with the trophies. And so if I snag, I think every trophy I have left is related somehow to that Nilheim maze. I'd have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure that every trophy I have left, except for the treasure map one. I do have the treasure map one left as well. But every other trophy is connected to, I'm at 78%, and every other trophy is connected to that stupid maze. Upgrading the Leviathan Axe, retrieving all the treasures from the Workshop Center Chamber. There's one more, too. I forget what it's called. And then I guess I could defeat the 9th Valkyrie. I do have that, but I kind of wanted to save that as the final trophy for the Platinum. Since the Valkyries are so, what's the word I'm looking for? They're
epic,
they're epic,
daunting.
But they're also, there's kind of a known factor that they're difficult things. They're most difficult, right? They have a reputation. And so I was kind of hoping, since that was the reputation, that was kind of the way everybody who got the Platinum was finishing off the game. I kind of wanted to finish it that way. But I really, honestly, might just go do that so I can have that one. Because that one's actually a less rare trophy than the one I need for the center of the maze. So, it's less rare. So, we'll see.
Less rare.
The treasure map spot's even more rare than that. I don't know why. I'd rather run around getting all the treasure maps than do this grind in the maze. At least you're seeing different areas of the game again. Alright. Anyway, that's all I've been playing. So, I guess we should move on? What do you think?
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Right, let's move on. There is some news this week we need to highlight and take care of. And so we're going to highlight and knock that out real quick. And then I really want to get to talking about Death Stranding today. So that is part of the biggest news piece. So let's go ahead and move into the news and the talk at the same time.
Ooh.
Alright, so this is the PS-news. We're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about Rage, as well as a couple other games as well. We're getting close to E3, so this is when the news starts spilling out all over the place. I don't know if you've noticed that, but there's been lots of news this week, and a lot of it's connected to games that are leaked or coming towards E3. So first and foremost, Rage 2 is up. It will be getting a, quote, big update in June, and this story comes according to Push Square. According to official post from publisher Bethesda, the patch is aiming to fix pesky audio bugs like non-playable character dialogue cutting out as well as crashes. What's more, the Wasteland Wizard, the guy who sells cheats codes, is going to be made easier to find. I didn't know that he was difficult to find in the first place. So it's not hugely exciting stuff, but it does sound like there are more significant updates in the pipeline, and so the development team's currently working on the bandit camps that can be replayed. And I know a lot of people said that was their favorite part of Rage 2, is clearing the enemies and fighting in those camps, and that was over too quickly. So at least they're going to have like a Far Cry type, replay mode where you can actually respawn those camps and play through them again. So you played Rage 2.
I did, yeah.
Were you bored with it in the little bit you played?
I mean, maybe. I mean, it wasn't bad, but, it was annoying sometimes at the traveling, I feel like a lot of the times, a lot of places are, like, above you in a weird way, but because you're in, like, the valley, you have to go, like, half a mile out and then half a mile back just to get above where you are.
Oh, okay.
So that's frustrating.
Yeah, that would drive me nuts, too.
It's nice that it's vertical, but, when you have to spend that much time just to go up, basically, it can be frustrating.
Yeah. That makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
Second story. The floodgates are officially open, according to Push Square as well. It appears as though the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare will be one of the first blockbuster multiplayer games to feature full cross-play. So while the specifics regarding the PlayStation 4 still need to be nailed down, Activision's press release claims that Infinity Ward's plans for the Modern Warfare to be played together across PC and console through cross-play support, and that they plan to do that. So we'll see what happens there. The developer, I also should mention, is hoping to unify the title's community by ditching the series' controversial Season Pass, meaning everyone will unlock access to post-release content. So who knows how Activision is going to make their money this time if they're giving away the season pass, but they are.
Yeah.
Story number 3 is probably I was super excited to see this when I woke up this morning. Ghostbusters, the video game, is getting remastered. It has been announced for PlayStation 4.
What?
Yep. It follows on from a Taiwanese rating that's seemingly out of the game ahead of time, but then the trailer they released this morning was teasing it. The game returns in high resolution, which means it is an up-res rather than a full-blown retooling of the PS3 original. And it's hopefully going to be able to hold up to what it was then. The development is being handled by Saber Interactive. You may recognize them as the folks behind the recent World War Z. So it's probably in pretty good hands, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'm pretty excited about that. All right, let's move on. I'm going to skip the next one because it's about Death Stranding. We'll just talk about Death Stranding here in a moment. As per usual, though, the PlayStation 4 titles for the month of June have been revealed, and this time it is, and by the time you're listening to this podcast, they should be ready to download. It'll be Sonic Mania and Borderlands The Handsome Collection, and they'll be available to download on the 4th of June. So, I'd say pretty solid lineup for June, personally. I like Sonic. I know that's a
I agree.
Maybe quasi-controversial opinion, and a lot of people don't like the old Sonic games. I loved them growing up, and so Sonic Mania is perfect for me. And after Borderlands 3 got announced, I almost picked up the Borderlands Handsome Collection. I almost did. And I don't know why, because I thought, I've played most of the Borderlands games before, so why would I want to go back and play them again? But I never did finish Borderlands 2, and I think I never touched the pre-sequel. So I'm excited to have both of those for free on the PS4.
Yeah.
Moving on, and this ties into the next two stories. Well, at least one of them will tie into our Death Stranding conversation today. But supposedly, and this comes away Push Square and other sites, supposedly we've been hearing for many months that Naughty Dog was targeting a 2019 release date for The Last of Us Part 2. But with news emerging that Death Stranding obviously is coming out November 8th, it sounds like Ellie's sophomore effort has been pushed back. This can be considered a delay, I know, because the title was never officially dated, but Kotaku reporter Jason Schreier claims that we're now looking at an early 2020 launch. I'm not shocked, because Sony knows how to spread out their exclusives, and they're not going to put Death Stranding and Last of Us Part 2 within, inches of each other in terms of release dates.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, it's a smart move on their part, for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
But
so
still sad.
It is sad, but it's expected.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited about that, so we'll see what happens there. So, moving on. State of Play sale was also announced, and so this is kind of on the heels of Death Stranding. I guess kind of keep that PlayStation ecosystem in mind, which is kind of funny because with E3 coming up and Sony deciding to skip it this year, they're certainly battening down the hatches, I think, this last week and a half, and are really pulling out some big information. As if to remind us that they don't need to be at E3 for us to get excited. So State of Play sale was announced. It's going to include a jet black 1TB PlayStation 4 Pro. It's going to include PlayStation VR bundles. All your DualShock wireless controllers are going to be starting at $39.99. So if you've had your eye on certain ones like I have, this might be a good time to pick one of those up. Days Gone, God of War, and Marvel's Spider-Man, as well as MLB The Show 19, are going to be on sale. Some of them starting at $19.99 US dollars. PlayStation hit games are going to start at $9.99 a piece. And there are going to be other catalog titles that are on sale. What I'm excited about is that I did see from Sony Ben on Twitter this morning that Days Gone will be $39.99 during that State of Play sale. So if you were on the fence about picking it up, or kind of like me and waiting to see, it looks like it's a good time during that starting June 7th. So a couple days after this podcast is out, pick that up for $39.99.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's a good deal.
Yeah, I think so too.
I was multiple times I've added it to my cart and just stared at it and was like, oh, I wish I could, but I couldn't justify getting it right now because I had so many other things I wanted to do. So $39.99 is a reasonable, I think, expectation there.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, moving on. Sounds like the next installment in the Yakuza series is really coming along. Series director Toshiro Noguchi talked about the upcoming title during a Sega live stream. Goodness, saying that development is progressing smoothly. Apparently, the story is already finished, and now the team's busy wrapping up recording. The game doesn't have a defined release date yet, but it doesn't seem like it'll be too far off. He also mentioned that there's an all-new protagonist, and that he's going to have different motivations for his actions. The overall feeling of the story is different, and so is supposedly it's true of the gameplay as well. And he said that they were going to continue to focus on, I didn't have this in the news story, but he's going to mention somewhere else that they were going to continue to focus on PlayStation 4 for a while, even with PS5 right around the corner. And so, I don't know what that means, unless that just means that they don't plan on releasing that on 5, but actually having it out before the end of the 4's life cycle. Okie dokie.
Interesting.
Yeah, our last news story I just wanted to touch on is that there is a leak, according to Push Square and a few other sites, of a game by Ubisoft that I have to find the title of it. I didn't put the title in the article. I guess maybe, I don't know what I was thinking. I think it was called like Roller Champions. Does that sound right? I think it's called Roller Champions. I'll have to look and see. I'll double check on that. But anyway, it looks like the game is a mix of an arcade-like sports game, like Rocket League, but also featuring roller skating characters.
Ooh.
And so the link I put in our document for us there does show an image, and you can see that there is guys on roller skates. Looks like they're combating with each other or racing with each other. And one of them has a giant glowing ball in the middle. And so the game will probably be an online multiplayer game, be able to play quick play matches, ranked matches, custom matches, tournaments. There's a couple different modes. I mean, it's a pretty detailed game as far as it sounds. It's hard to believe that it wouldn't be real, just because there is so much information there. If you look at that,
link. Yeah, that'd be kind of weird if it was like fake after all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's even like a fake little like trailer for it that's shows off some of the arenas, and the arenas look very Rocket League-ish.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised if Ubisoft announces some sort of multiplayer online roller skating competitive game, I guess, at E3. Because they did say they had some new things to show, I believe. Remember they talked about a couple new IPs a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. All right. Believe it or not, that wraps it up for the news already. There wasn't a whole lot this week.
Wow.
And the reason being is because we'll move into the talk about this, but Death Stranding kind of dominated everything the past couple of days. For the last 72 hours, it's been nothing but Death Stranding. So we'll talk about that. Let's go ahead and move into the talk then.
Alrighty.
Alright, so this is the talk. And Matt, we were treated this week to kind of a bizarre thing on Twitch. You had them teasing Hideo Kojima.
Was it a treat?
Huh?
Was it a treat?
I think it was a treat. We were treated this week. Hideo Kojima has been talking about a new trailer that he was going to release. And a lot of people were speculating E3, or that there might be another State of Play coming up. And then 2 days ago, the PlayStation Twitch stream went live. And you could see parts of a background of something happening. But there were just a couple of hands that were kind of unveiling it through a black screen. And in that 24-hour period, more hands kept appearing and disappearing until about 11:30 yesterday, Eastern time. The trailer went up, and goodness, was it a trailer. 9 minutes long.
This is crazy.
9 minutes. And not only was it 9 minutes, but it showed off a lot of things that we hadn't seen before, which was even more impressive to me and even more exciting to me. So I just kind of wanted your general reactions, because I have plenty. Your general reactions, though, on what you thought about the Death Stranding reveal.
I mean, I'll agree with you. It was a treat. It was a confusing treat. It was like it was one of those treats where you're like, what exactly does this treat taste like? Is it a good treat? Is it a, you know what I mean?
It was one of those things where I watched 9 minutes and still didn't know what I was supposed to do in the game.
Yeah. There was some gameplay, it seemed like, and the little gameplay that I saw, I felt like I would like it. Like, it looks like you kind of like lay down your spike anywhere and then just like climb down, which is really awesome. Or you have like an extendable ladder if you want to climb up. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie, I thought for a minute it was gonna be no gun based, no combat, because there was one point he was just running around avoiding people. I
was like, oh no, this is gonna be a game where you can't fight back and you literally have to run.
Yeah, I was like, that's a very interesting take. I mean, we'll see how that goes.
Well, there is gunplay.
But yeah, there is. Yeah.
But you and I did have that initial reaction, I guess. I know I said, oh man, like several times, because he was running around, and then he finally did turn around, if I remember, in that exact same scene, and he started punching the guy. And I was like, oh, so your only weapons are your fists. But there was more, and I don't know if you saw this, but they released a Japanese trailer as well. And the Japanese trailer had 17 seconds of additional footage not found in the American trailer.
Oh.
And so
that's interesting.
Yeah, and it definitely showed a lot of gunplay in that 17 seconds. And so there was a lot of fighting in that regard. And it looked like actually Norman Reedus was about to die in the gameplay they showed, because he got swallowed up by some sort of like thing straight out of Resident Evil. So
cool.
Yeah, as far as gameplay is concerned, it looks really neat. I like the fact that it's not stealth, that it's an action type. It looks like it's a mix of action and stealth. It looks like there's not one genre or the other. Kojima went online and said that it was an action, what did he say, an action string game, I believe? Because he's all about that thread thing, the connect the threads, connect the rope, bring America back together. So I actually thought that was very funny, too, because actually struck me as slightly oddly political, because he was talking about helping us reconnect in the trailer. And you heard that clearly Norman Reedus' character, Sam, works for the government or is connected somehow to the government, because it's like a post-apocalyptic scenario, from what I could gather. And
it looked like the president was dying.
Yes, and she kind of her last wish was for him to go out and reconnect all these cities.
Yeah.
And so I know that plays a huge part in the game, because he says that we're too fractured as a society, and so he wants us to connect. And so I guess from what I've been reading, there's asynchronous multiplayer where actions that people take or things people do in the world are going to help other people. And so I wonder if that means I can come across like a ladder that someone else has placed. Kind of like Dark Souls, they had the writing, and it was like turn left here or a fake wall. I wonder if like I'll come across like the ghost of a ladder, or there will be an actual ladder in the place, or wherever you're traversing, or if there'll be weapons left behind, or tents, because I've read something about like camping or tents or something like that, and so how you'd be able to share resources with other people in the world.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's going to be something similar to Dark Souls in that way, where there'll be, something that you can see where other people have been, or they've left stuff behind, or whatever they've done in that regard. And so it's going to be single player, and I'm excited about that, but it does seem like it's going to be something that's connected as well.
Yeah. I like the idea of tensing. Not camping, but tensing.
Yeah. I was thinking about camping and tents, and I just blew off. So, I know. I'm full of mistakes today.
It's all right. You're on par for the day.
It's pretty much how I run my life. But anyway, I did really like that. I thought what else was really great was it looks like, from what I've read, there's not going to be any death either. I don't know if you saw that or read anything about that too. Like, you will not die in the game.
I did not. That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. And so supposedly, if you die, you'll go into like I don't want to say limbo, but you'll go into like an alternate world. And you have to find your way out of it back to the living.
Okay.
And so the punishment, I guess, for death is that you get put in this like ghost world, and somehow in that ghost world
Ooh.
you have to find a way out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know what that means, but it sounds really exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how
That's pretty awesome.
that turns out.
Yeah, definitely.
So, other thoughts?
Man, it looked gorgeous.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that yet. The graphics.
I mean, it just looks so beautiful. I mean, I don't know, if it'll look a little bit different, or like what they're kind of like rendering it on, or what if it's on Pro
It's
maybe, or whatever.
Pro,
but
would be my guess.
yeah, but still, either way, I mean, it looks absolutely stunning, as most end of generation games do, right? They figure out ways for the thing to work for them. They figure out different ways to, work around the system's, quote unquote limitations or whatever to make them, the graphics or the gameplay that much better. Because they've had, 6-7 years to deal with it, or to figure out how to make it work. So it's not surprising, but I was still just like kind of like, am I watching a movie?
Yeah, it did look very beautiful. I will give it that. And I was going to ask you, do you think Horizon Zero Dawn is a pretty gorgeous game?
I think it was good. Yeah, I mean, I liked how it was. I mean, I wouldn't say it's as beautiful, but yeah, I mean, I think Horizon Zero Dawn was pretty
gorgeous,
pretty good looking for sure.
Okay, the reason I bring that up is because it's running on what's called the Decima engine. That's what Kojima calls it. But
okay,
it was actually developed primarily by Guerrilla Games.
Oh, okay.
And so they improved upon it, but
Sure.
that is what's running Death Stranding. And so, I mean, I thought Horizon Zero Dawn was in fact a very beautiful game for the most part, right?
You said it was or was not? You say was or was not? Oh,
I
yeah.
absolutely think it's gorgeous, and so not surprised that if Kojima grabbed something like that and worked on it, he improved on it, and so it's a great looking engine to begin with, and I'm certain he's pushed
Right.
it to its limits with this.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing that really shocked me about this. I don't know if we talked about this at all in the past, but you and I always joked about it being a 2020, 2021 game.
You're right.
However, I mean, when you think about it, he has pumped out, like 15 Metal Gears in like 20 years? I mean, I
Yeah.
read somewhere recently, right, on Twitter, somebody was pointing out that he has made, like 17 games in like 20 years or something of that nature.
That's crazy.
But what surprised me is, think about when he started this. It was 2016 was when this was announced. And it's 2019, and we're getting it in November. And so it was a really quick turnaround time, I thought. 3 years for something that he's... Because remember, he left Konami. PlayStation scooped him up, and he basically created Kojima Productions. I guarantee what happened was he had this idea festering in his head, wanted to make this after Metal Gear, got let go, right, or resigned, or however they phrase that to make it sound better.
Yeah.
Went to Sony, or Sony approached him. He said, "Here's my idea for a game." Gave him the sales pitch, I'm sure, at some point. And they said, "You know what? I bet that would run well on Guerrilla Games engine. Can you work on it? And you want to use that?" I guarantee you that's how that started, or that conversation went.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, and so that's kind of key, because I think that's what helped turn around in 3 years. It's easy to turn something around if you don't have to create an engine from scratch.
Oh, right. Of course.
But yeah, I thought it was very impressive. I was very happy to get a reveal like that, because I did not expect that this year. I think you and I were just talking.
Not at all.
I don't remember if you and I had this conversation on air or off air, or maybe even I just had this conversation by myself. But there's a real lack of games coming out this fall that we're aware of. There's not going to be an Assassin's Creed. There's not going to be, a Battlefield. or anything like that. We have Jedi: The Fallen Order, and we have Call of Duty, and that's really, I think, it in terms of major games. Unless I'm missing something.
I mean, there's nothing I know of.
Pops in your head immediately, right? Like there's no Red Dead, there's no GTA type game coming out either that we're aware of.
Yeah, no.
So you've got Call of Duty and you've got, Jedi: The Fallen Order. So that's 2 games. You usually have a pretty crowded holiday season. And so it makes sense that this is like the perfect time to release this.
Oh, definitely.
At least in my opinion, right? I mean, how do you not release something like this when you know that there's going to be basically no competition?
And even if there was going to be games announced, who wants to compete with that now?
Yeah, I do wonder that. I do wonder if that would bother anybody. I don't know. Do you think?
Maybe. I think so, at least a little bit.
Even though it's a PlayStation exclusive?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Because maybe that's one of those things where people are buying PlayStations for that game, because it's the holiday season.
Okay.
Like, oh, well, get me that and this game.
Yeah, I would be surprised if we don't see a bundle of some kind.
Yeah.
I would not be shocked one bit if we didn't see a bundle. That would be perfect. Something maybe with like that creepy dripping logo as part of the design.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
It doesn't even have to be the logo itself. Just have like that drippy design on the PlayStation. Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
Put one of those weird fetuses on there as well. So, how great would that be? Just like that weird fetus one of these carries around on the front.
Get the exclusive weird fetus PlayStation.
I mean, did you see the collector's edition?
I did, yeah.
It's got that weird dripping. It's got that weird dripping design. It's got a briefcase. It's got a baby fetus that you get. So why wouldn't you want that?
Crazy. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So anyway, I think I did read too as well that Death Stranding is a timed exclusive. It will eventually come to PC.
Okay.
And so that's fine. Apparently it was based on Kojima Productions' original announcement with PlayStation. That was before the developer signed the Decima engine or joined with Guerrilla to use the Decima engine. And so that's not a big deal, I guess. But that's kind of cool that at least more people get to play it.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll see what happens. That's a rumor that's floating around now. I guess it hasn't been confirmed one way or the other, but it makes sense because it was the same guy who leaked out November 8th day as well.
Oh, okay. I mean, he was right, so
yeah, can't argue with him.
How right will he continue to be?
Anything else you want to say about Death Stranding? Anything else that you want to discuss with it? Graphics look great. Gameplay looks great. How many hours do you think to complete?
I mean, I think like 40, 50. Isn't that? I think that's pretty normal for Metal Gear, is it not?
Yeah. Now, is that 40, 50? That's the other thing, too. This looks more open world-ish.
It does, yeah. But, I mean, think of Metal Gear Phantom Pain. That was still a little open world-ish, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It had different things you could travel to and different places you could go, and based on that, you could do that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, you kind of work it however you wanted to a certain extent.
Yeah. Yeah, so 40, 50 hours to see everything?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's a fair assessment. I just wanted to get your opinion on that.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's more of an exploring thing, and it's more like 60 to 80.
Yeah, and I was wondering about that too. Do you think it's going to be one of those things where, it's the initial time is that amount, and then all of a sudden after that, it's like, well, kind of like the Metal Gear Online, where you want to disarm all the nukes? Is there going to be this thing where it's like connect as much of the world together as possible, and so you get through the main story?
Yeah, maybe.
And it's another one of those, another 40 hours if you want, 50 hours just doing that.
Yeah, could be. I could see that.
That would make sense, right?
Like a multiplayer aspect of it.
I said that would make sense, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So we'll see. I am excited about it, though. I cannot wait to see what it winds up doing and being like. I think it's going to be a hit. I have no doubt that Kojima knows what he's doing, and I think that this will probably be his biggest game. I really think this will probably be the biggest launch he's had for anything.
Cool.
I don't know. Call me crazy. But,
I mean, it's a new IP.
None of the new IP.
I mean,
I don't know if you saw on Twitch the other day when they announced it, over 100,000 people were watching it. And I checked on Amazon as well, and it is now the top-selling PlayStation 4 game at the moment on Amazon.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, not for the year or anything, but you know how they will show you like what's hot
and
sold?
Yeah, of course.
And so when I looked, it was Death Stranding this morning. And so that was this morning. It was 24 hours almost after that reveal.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It wasn't, quick, let me go pre-order this, and everybody's got the pre-order. It was 24 hours into the pre-order lifespan.
Yeah.
It's still standing up there, which is not that there's a whole lot of competition right now either. I mean, let's be honest. You got you have a kind of a slow release week last week, but there are plenty of other games you could pre-order, I guess, as well, and for it to still be up there, I think says something.
Yeah, definitely, I think so.
So,
what about you? Any other thoughts, concerns? Maybe any concerns with it?
My concern would be that it doesn't appeal to people because it's one of those things where sometimes people just want to know what they're getting into. And so one of the common gripes I have seen so far, I shouldn't say gripes, but concerns, is that people don't actually know what it is. And I agree, I don't know what it is either. I know that I need to put America back together, which...
Right.
I need to make America great again.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you get a hat for completing the game?
I would love that to be as a cosmetic. That'd be hilarious. Just hilarious, right? Political association aside, I just think that would be hilarious if you could run around with a MAGA hat.
Oh, yeah. Or even if it was just like some play on the MAGA hat.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I do see a lot of people complaining about they don't know what it's about, and for them they need more information, and so they're going to hold off purchasing. I don't want to know what it's about. I think it's the joy of this game, knowing that you are out to connect America, that you are... I think actually we know more than enough. You're out to reconnect America, to bring it back together. There's an extremist group led by Troy Baker who doesn't want that. There is some sort of supernatural element going on, and you carry around a baby. I don't think you need to know much of this.
Yeah, that's all you need to know.
Seriously, though, I mean, think about it. There's not...
Get with it, Internet. That's all you need to know.
I think you can survive based on that,
Yeah, I think so.
But, that's really, I guess, the biggest concern I've seen voiced. I really don't care. I know enough, and so I'm excited about it based off of that.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but I know enough to say, yeah, I'll play it. I'll buy it for sure.
Now, will you pre-order it, or are you going to wait for reviews?
No, you know me. I don't give a crap about reviews.
I don't either, and so
I'll play crappy games.
That's true.
Or games that are deemed quote unquote crappy.
Yeah, you and I have played our fair share of crappy games. I know.
I mean, I love Epic Dumpster Bear. So
most people consider that a turd. I loved it too, though. I mean, just messing around with it. It was just not every game has to blow me away.
Right. It's just nonsensical fun. What's wrong with that?
Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
So, yeah.
All right, well, sounds like we're in agreement that we're going to purchase it day one no matter what.
Yeah, pretty much.
But, yeah, any other concerns from your end or thoughts or things you think might go awry? Were you shocked it was this year?
I definitely was shocked. I definitely thought we would see Last of Us 2 before this.
Yeah, and I almost wonder if Last of Us is almost ready, and they were shooting for a November date, and Kojima at the same time was like, well, mine's ready too. And they're like, well, what would make a bigger splash? People are expecting The Last of Us. They're not expecting you for another 2 years. Like, what if we just really... And I think that was part of this...
Blew them away.
Part of what made it so fascinating yesterday was it was the complete shock factor of, this is ready? We're getting this?
Yeah, right. What if... I know this is crazy left field, and it would make sense for them to split them up. It wouldn't make sense for them to do it. But what if they shocked it, and like right before E3, they announced The Last of Us, and it's also this year?
I would be hard pressed to say that's going to happen, but it would be, when would you release it? 'Cause you want to give enough room to breathe.
Late September, early October.
Oh man, you think we wouldn't hear about it before then?
What do you mean,
don't think we would have heard about it by now? Because since they just announced November for this one, you don't think we would have heard about something prior to this?
Maybe. I'm just saying that's like completely left field. I get it. I'm not saying it makes sense. I'm not saying that they would do this. Because it does not make sense that they would do two Sony exclusive games back to back like that. But maybe they're going all in.
Maybe. Where does that put Last of Us, you think? If it's not this year.
Where do you... I think it's the same place it put the first one, which was March 2020.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because it came out in March,
near
did it
the
not?
anniversary date of the first one would be kind of neat.
Yeah, I think so.
Because it seems like Joel was not gone from Ellie's memory, and so, kind of play on that whole memory anniversary concept.
Yeah. Set up a trailer of that, remember when?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some kind of, silliness like that. But, I mean, it would make sense to me more that way. And then you can say that it was, Last of Us finished off 2 different generations.
Yeah, because we know we're getting prior to getting a PS5 announcement next year.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Especially with the specs.
So for them to have both of their games in the last 6 months of the generation.
Yeah. Now, what about Ghost of Tsushima? Where do you think that's at? Because that's the other one that seems to be quietly brewing.
I think it's either right before the PlayStation 4 goes out, or it's like a release-ish title.
Okay. Yeah, I would think it's a PS5 release title.
Yeah.
Have something to kind of... Because Infamous was. And so have something, Sucker Punch, I don't mean this in a negative way.
I was going to say, Sucker Punch is...
go-to studio for the beginning of a generation.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. When it comes to console releases, I feel like Sucker Punch is their deal.
Yep. It's almost like they have a rhythm, right? Sucker Punch opens the generation. Guerrilla Games is somewhere near the beginning. And then, Naughty Dog kind of wraps up the generation if they can. And that's been the Sony rhythm for the past couple of generations.
With also having another, which, I mean, obviously it's over now, but while they wrap up the generation, still having a Uncharted somewhere in between.
Yeah, which don't be shocked if we have some sort of spin-off of Uncharted.
Oh yeah, I would not be shocked. Yeah,
that series is definitely not dead yet.
No.
All right. Anything else you want to add about Death Stranding and or that ended up being a Sony first-party studio conversation as well?
Yeah, right. No, I think that's it.
Okay.
I'm excited. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Maybe there'll be some kind of teaser for Horizon 2.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Horizon 2 teaser towards the announcement of PS5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely very, very much likely to happen.
Yeah, why not?
The other enigma, I think, in all of this, and it's not related to Sony at all, but I really want to know when, because they dispelled the rumors. I didn't include this in the news that 2019 was possible, but I want to know where Cyberpunk 2077 falls.
That's a good question,
I'm
Rob.
going to say 2020,
It's a
but I'm
very
going to
good
say
question.
October.
October, yeah, okay. The beginning of the holiday season for 2020.
Yeah, and I think the reason I say the beginning is because it's CD Projekt Red, and so I don't foresee them wanting to compete with the bigger studios. I think The Witcher, though, has had a huge following, and they released that in May, and it did very well. But I don't think they'll be ready before May of 2020.
Yeah, I could see that. Because they're a studio that likes to take their time.
Yes.
They're not going to force it or push it. They're going to put out the product that they want to put out.
And they know they can do that because, quite honestly, that's a day one for me, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, when you think about it, how many hours did you plug into that?
Oh, Witcher? Over 200.
Right. So when you're making a game that's that immersive or you want to put that much time into, sure, it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
But when it comes out, you're like, oh, yeah, it's worth it. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
You're definitely getting your money's worth.
That's another game I think I'm going to jump back into, but yeah, that's another story.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you've got for this little chat here we've had?
No, that's it. A little bit of a short episode today, but
Yeah,
that's okay.
well, we're still doing well on time.
Yeah, I think so. We got the drop. No,
yeah,
we don't.
We don't have a drop
Sorry.
because we're recording early. I should also mention to people that will be delayed on the next episode. This one will come out Tuesday, if all goes well, June 4th. So the same time that the PS Plus games drop. But the week of the 11th, there will not be one on time. The week of the 9th through the 15th.
Boo.
Because I will be in Disney World.
Blame Rob, everyone. Blame Rob.
I'll be in the most magical place on Earth, so can you blame me?
Ooh, fancy.
But when we come back, we'll record something. We'll catch up. Matt will do the news.
Yeah, of course.
Because he'll be all abreast on it, and I won't be.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm handing over the reins. He'll be gathering the news all week for us. And we'll catch up on the what we've been playing or what I haven't been playing. I'll probably be talking about a lot of mobile games while I'm standing in line, sweating my ass off.
I'll have Platinum God of War, and you'll still have not.
If you do that, I will quit my job. Yeah, the one I don't have, I should say.
Yeah. Oh, I knew.
No, that's why I know it won't happen. So, either one of those. So, well, I guess to wrap things up before we do leave is, what are you going to be playing over the next week? Anything besides Fortnite and Rocket League?
I do want to get back into God of War a little bit. We talked about that. I want to get you some footage for
Something we're doing.
what we have in the pipeline. But I don't know. Maybe I'll jump in. I mean, I'm looking right next to me. Maybe I'll play some Fallout 76. Or jump back into Red Dead Redemption 2.
You know, somebody tweeted the other day about Red Dead Redemption 2 and how they just wanted to finish it, not because they cared to finish it, but because they just wanted to delete it off their hard drive because it was so much space. And I was like, you know what? I can't argue with that logic one bit. Like,
yeah, no, I mean, 2 discs? Come on. I don't know. I'm looking at a little Mortal Kombat 11, a little Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'll probably I will. Depends on how crazy I go, but I might finish Days Gone.
Whoa, you'll finish Days Gone?
I might, yeah. I mean, we'll see. But I mean, I really do need to jump back into Days Gone before I'm too far gone from it.
Man,
nailed it.
Fun.
But yeah, it should be. I feel like I should be able to knock that out.
Though, if you did get too far gone from it, that would be kind of par for the course for you with single player games.
Yeah,
you'd be like, I don't know what's going
true.
on. That's pretty normal.
Yeah,
right.
right.
We should make a series out of that.
Right? Yeah. Too far gone. That's what we should call it.
That's what that episode would be called. You know?
Right. Yeah, for sure. Too far gone. Well, maybe, and maybe I'll jump back into Far Cry 4.
Ooh, did you never finish that?
Nope.
We're gonna make a list of games you've never finished. We'll call it Too Far Gone. God of what? You know?
Yeah.
AC help me.
Absolutely.
You know? We'll come up with clever little
Far
titles.
Cry from finishing.
I can't believe you never finished Far Cry 4.
Nope. No, 4.
Oh,
no,
okay.
5.
I was
5.
gonna say. I know I didn't finish 5. I didn't even get more than a half hour into it. So.
But I like Far Cry games. That's what makes me sad.
Yeah, that is unusual for you too.
And I liked the setting that was like, in the U.S., but I don't know. Something about it.
Yeah, something about it didn't appeal to me either, so I think I was just far cried out. Like, I was just exhausted.
Yeah.
Kind of like Assassin's Creed, that's why I skipped Origins, because I was just burnt out. And I skipped Syndicate because I was just so burnt out on it.
Yeah.
So, that's alright, we'll get back into that stuff and see what happens.
Of course.
Alright. Well, I guess that's going to wrap it up for this week. Yeah?
That is, I guess, yeah.
Alright, well, thanks for joining us. Remember, if you liked what you heard, you can find us on patreon.com/weare1you2. Become a patron like a couple others have. Help us continue to grow this little podcast of ours. You can also find us on Spotify. You can find us on iTunes. Like us, share us, rate us, subscribe to us wherever you find and listen to us at. And until next time, game on.
Game on.
Death Stranding outro music. Creepy, confusing outro. Norman Reedus. Death Stranding. Norman Reedus.